What's up? I'm back with a new movie review. Yeah, it's been a while. Well, not technically, because I already did a Descendants 2 review, and no, this isn't the continuation of the 20 through 11 Disney movie reviews, but I'll do a quick recap like I do for the Season 2 movie reviews, but I'll do it anyway. Number 20 was Moana, Frozen, The Jungle Book, Incredibles, Peter Pan, and Coco, Inside Out, that stuff, but I won't be continuing it though. There is one coming soon on late July, but I'm not going to be talking about Disney movies or what other movies I want to review about. It's a new one I'm really excited for. I should have worn a shirt for this, but I can find the perfect one. But I'm really excited to do this one. This was the movie I've been dying to watch ever since the first trailer came out. Yeah, like Onward, this one is a really exciting one. And you might be wondering, what is it? Well, you've seen the title of the logo on the clickbait thing, and maybe the bottom part right there where it shows up the name of the movie from the Brick Dragon Hero movie reviews. Well, now you put it that way, yep, for today's movie review is none other than Scoob. Yes, I am really excited to review this. Okay, for the first time I've heard about it, I thought like, hey, that's kind of crazy. Like, I don't think they should do like a anime and movie about Scooby-Doo. I heard from 2015, which didn't really come out in 2015, but then once 2020 came in and I was into Scooby-Doo, I was like, no way, they're going to have an animated Scooby-Doo movie in theaters? That one I was really excited, but thanks to global crisis, I had bad time watching the plan for it. But luckily enough, I did watch it in the home theater thing. But yeah, it's the only way if I want to do the review. So yeah, I'm really excited to review this because it reveals the origin story of Scoob and the adventures of Scoob and his pals have with some few cartoon characters from the other cartoons. Yeah. Before I start this review, if you're one of those guys who are not into spoilers, so I'm oh no, don't tell us everything, please don't. Well, I have to tell it because it's a movie review. But if you do want to save yourself from spoilers, first pause me, then go watch Scoob on your home theater thing, and then once you're done, go ahead and grab your popcorn with butter, nachos with extra cheese, and a giant root beer here with a red licorice straw. See what I did there? And then unpause me, so that way you can continue it with those yummy snacks along with the experience you watch from Scoob. Or if you're into spoilers and if you haven't seen it, go right on ahead. But okay, now where was I? Oh yeah, so it all starts off in a beach city where everyone's having a good time, except there was this meat cutter thing, and there was puppy paws, and those puppy paws snatched it and started rolling away because there was this little puppy that was super hungry. He needed some food, so that's when he decided to take the meat, but also, of course, running away from a police officer. But when the chase is happening, there's this little boy named Norville Shaggy Rogers who has a problem with loneliness. So he managed to make himself some sandcastle friends, which that puppy is hiding in, and he heard everything about how Shaggy is lonely. So that's when that puppy became friends with Shaggy. They were going to have a great time until a police officer came in and tried to take that puppy. Luckily enough, Shaggy managed to save him by pretending that's his own dog, and decided to name it Scooby Dooby Doo. Yeah. With that being said, he decided to take him in. And that's how the story of how Shaggy met Scooby. Well, I haven't told you that how Shaggy met the rest of the gang, right? Well, let's continue off with this. Yes, since Halloween was around the corner, Shaggy took Scooby into his room where he showed him his toys, his posters and bed and stuff. And Scooby doesn't really have anything, and that's when Shaggy decided to give him a special present for Scooby. A special dog collar made for him. Scooby was really happy about this and decided to have it, and he also promised Shaggy that he'll never take him off because that collar will mean everything for Shaggy. And then after the collar that Shaggy gave him, it was Halloween time for Shaggy and Scooby, where they were collecting candy as the Blue Falcon and the Dog Wonder. Well, the sad part is a bunch of bullies took Shaggy's candy and threw it into the haunted house, which Scooby insisted to try it out because if there's a big house, there has to be big candy. But since their candy is there, they were too afraid to go in there, in which means they meet Fred, Daphne, and Velma. And that's how their first investigation or mystery to find now about Shaggy's missing candy. But there was a problem. A ghost was there which tried to attack them, but luckily enough, the young kids managed to stop him and reveal it was just some kind of a burglar who's been robbing stuff like Walmart, for example. And that's when this happened. Ever since Fred, Velma, and Daphne, Shaggy, and Scooby worked together to solve the case, they want to do more of it. Haha. So with that being said, they formed a team known as the Mystery Incorporated. They actually started off in their young age. There was a cartoon called A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, who is kind of like a prequel to how Shaggy, Scooby, and the rest of the gang were Mystery Incorporated first. It's pretty crazy, but many years went by, and then they've gotten older now and became one of the best mystery solvers in the world. Well, there was a little hiccup on that. They were trying to figure out how to make Mystery Incorporated a bigger company. So that is when a famous singer came along. And who is it? Well, if I take a guess, it might be Simon Cowell. Or is that? Yeah. I don't really remember. The last thing I heard from him was from a Shrek American Idol thing. I don't really know, but yeah. Simon said the opinions about them, like Fred's like the muscle, Velma's like the brain, and Daphne's kind of like the looks. And for Shaggy and Scooby, they're like the weak links. Shaggy and Scooby got really upset about that, and they walked off, proving them that can't be weak links. So with that being said, to get their minds out of their heads by thinking they're not weak links inside the team, Shaggy and Scooby went to a bowling alley just to try and think of something else. But when it was Scooby's turn to go bowling, one of the pins didn't fall off, but that wasn't really a pin. That was a robot. In fact, everything around them was a robot that was trying to attack Shaggy and Scooby. I wonder why they would do that. And as for their cowardly selves, they were running away from them as possible, but they managed to disguise themselves as the waiter to serve them food, but they ran out of calamari. Ugh, I don't like seafood. Yeah, that's a good thing. I really like them, but they started attacking again, which means that Shaggy and Scooby turned themselves into human bowling balls to escape, which it was a dead end. Well, meanwhile, Red Velma and Daphne heard the news about the attack, so that's when they tried to get to them as possible. And Shaggy and Scooby were out-cornered, but suddenly a blue light came in at them, and that's when lifted up Shaggy and Scooby. Was it a UFO? Or was it like I don't have any other guesses, so I'm just gonna say UFO. But it turns out it was no UFO. Shaggy and Scooby are in IKEA. No, wait. I meant to say Falcon Fury. So Shaggy noticed the blue colors and the modern stuff. And that's when they're in the Falcon Fury, which they met the pilot known as Dee Dee, and also, of course, the Blue Falcon. Okay, so this isn't really the actual Blue Falcon. That's his son, Ryan, or Brian. I actually don't know the name thing. But yeah, Brian and his Wonder dog, the dog Wonder. So, luckily enough, they found out what was happening, who's chasing them, and it turns out it was this villain known as Dick Dastardly. So, when they explained about it, they were being chased by Dick Dastardly himself. Okay, the reason why I'm saying this because I don't want to put the CK in there because it kind of sounds inappropriate, but yeah. Dick Dastardly wants to capture Scooby-Doo for no reason, so his ship tried to chase down Scooby and the others, but luckily enough they escaped. But unfortunately, Dastardly wasn't happy at all. He was so upset that Scooby and the others ran away that he replaced one of his robots with a vacuum head. So he tried another way to try to capture Scooby, while meanwhile, Red Velma and Daphne were investigating what happened to Shaggy and Scooby. The cash register had told them they were attacked by robots and they were beamed up, which means that the gang had to solve a mystery, which means they found one of the broken robots and then start investigating who was trying to capture Scooby and Shaggy. They found his mustache hair, which Daphne thought was it her dad, but nope, it was Dick Dastardly, who has been stealing these dog skull artifacts for some kind of reason. But they also found out, tried to investigate the criminal that has been stealing those dog skulls and been using his mother's Netflix account. Seriously, who would steal other people's Netflix accounts? I kind of have this problem. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the movie. But one of the robots was still active. While meanwhile, Dee Dee and Dynamite were trying to figure out where the next skulls are. Where Shaggy, Scooby, and the Blue Falcon were trying to investigate it. But I forgot this one thing. Blue Falcon asked Shaggy and Scooby to come along, but they said no. But it could be their chance to prove themselves they're not the weak links of the team. Okay, so they were kind of having this distraction with the Blue Falcon by this crazy ice cream sundae. But with that, after that, they tried to figure out where the skull is, and that's in the desert thing, but the Blue Falcon insisted to try out the Romania part because some kind of like a Instagram thing. Yeah, don't believe in technology. Sometimes it's a bad thing. The Blue Falcon actually thought that the timber app was to deliver wood. But yeah, after that, they went to Romania and tried to find a skull there, but it turns out it was a trap. Dastardly came in to try to take Scooby away, but there was this funny thing in the mirror house. They had this funny thing that his friends call him Dick. So Scooby tried to call him Rick, but it's Dick with a T. Okay, I'm trying to try not to say this because I hear a lot of people saying that word and that's kind of inappropriate. So I decided to try not to say that out loud. But yeah, they managed to escape in time. So after that, Dick was so furious that they escaped, but he had another plan because one of his robots was in the mystery machine. And meanwhile, in the mystery machine, Fred, Velma, and Daphne were trying to get to the spot where they managed to find it, but they had a big argument, which Daphne managed to stop it. And they have one thing they were missing: food, and also, of course, Shaggy and Scooby, because Velma had this video where they show what happened to them. They were trying to take a selfie, but got a video instead. But after they were speeding off, they got pulled over by a police officer, which Freddy had a crush on. But it turns out it was Dastardly, and they capture Fred, Velma, and Daphne to use them as bait to capture Scooby-Doo. Meanwhile, back in the Falcon Fury, Brian was super impressed about the Scoob being the special thing that he decided to make something for Scooby. And that's a new super suit, but there was this one problem. There was this dog tag in him, which made Shaggy feel upset that he might remove it. So they decided to remove it, and after it's been removed, Shaggy felt upset that with Scooby's collar being removed, he feel like he's losing him. And that's when Brian showed and told him that it's okay, you need to be upset about something, and gave him like a gift basket or something. But after that, Shaggy just told Brian that maybe he should do the same thing and try to fall. Well, it's hard to make like a true hero, which made Brian kind of upset and started walking off. Yeah. Okay, so quick thing. I actually made a scene for this, but I messed up. I skipped the scene, so I tried to fix it, and here we are right now. Okay, so while after the ship, Fred, Velma, and Daphne were trying to escape as possible, but luckily enough, the vacuum head, or Dusty, he with the clock vacuum nose, was trying to get them out. Luckily enough, Daphne decided to help him out by cleaning out the hose, which made the robot Dusty feel nice for Daphne and decided to let them escape. Before they get to there, they found out the two skulls they captured led the location of the mount thing, which they tried to get to there and warn them. I forgot something. They actually know that Shaggy and Scooby were with the Blue Falcon, so they tried everything to locate them, which the phone was on Dynamite. It was kind of like a funny thing, but also, of course, they found out about the descendants of Alexander the Great's dog, and he engaged to the underworld, which could lead to Cerberus, which means that Dick Dastardly caught them and was about to catch them, but here's the reason why Dick needs to go there. because he lost his friend Muttley. A few years ago, in their world, they opened a portal, which means that Muttley wanted to go in. True fact, he forced him to go in there. So with that being said, Muttley was trying to get out to the portal with the gold, but he got stuck, which means the portal broke and Muttley was stuck in there. And that's why Dick needs to go in there to rescue his best pal. So with that being said, he put Velma and Daphne back in the cell and capture Fred. We'll find out what happens to them. So, after that scene, Dee Dee and Dynamite found out the location. It was like some kind of island, which they managed to follow there. Here, it was kind of like a prehistoric island. Well, the area where most dinosaurs have lived throughout the Cretaceous area. So, with that being said, they were going to go off, but Shaggy insisted to stay in there to stay safe. But Scooby wanted to go in there because he wants to go in there. Shaggy had a little argument that he was supposed to be his best friend, but decided was it going to be him or the team, the other team, which means that Shaggy and Scooby decided to join up with them, which Shaggy felt upset that he was right about that. So they were trying to investigate where the skull was, and that's when they encountered Captain Caveman. He know where the skull is, but in order to get that skull, he had to battle him because he is known as the Protector, which Blue Falcon taunted him a bit. But here's a minor note: never miss with Captain Caveman. So Scoob tried to face him off, but the humiliating defeat made him lost his suit. Well, meanwhile, between the bout of Captain Caveman and how they met Captain Caveman, and Shaggy was waiting for Scooby and the Blue Falcon to return with the rest, but he noticed that Fred was there. He told him everything, and he decided to fall. All of them managed to help defeat Captain Caveman, but it turns out that wasn't Fred. Surprise! It was Dick Dastardly. He captured Scooby and managed to escape with the last skull. With that being said, their ship was wrecked. Team Blue Falcon and Team Mystery Inc. had an argument, but Shaggy managed to stop him and also told him that it was his fault that he let Dick Dastardly capture Scooby in his actions. So, with that being said, Shaggy decided to become the leader and try to rescue Scooby. Well, meanwhile, Dastardly came into the realm where the underworld will be and managed to get the three skulls to align and open the gate to the underworld, which means he used Scooby's paw to open the gate, which means the gate will be open to the secret treasure for Dastardly, but surprisingly, Cerberus has been unleashed and started attacking, while meanwhile, Dastardly and Muttley were returned. Kind of like the wacky racist. Dastardly got mad at him because he thought he was staying dead, but he was also happy that he can't stay mad at him. That's how they being reunited. But they escaped with the gold anyway. Well, meanwhile, after before the Cerberus attack, the game managed to come in with the van, which Dastardly shot down, which Dusty was trying to stop it, but it was too late. But luckily enough, they survived, and Scooby was happy they were reunited with the gang. But after the sad thing happened to Fred in the Mystery Machine, Fred tried to do his best to try and fight off Cerberus, but it didn't work out. Which means they had to team up to try to stop Cerberus and make him go back to the underworld. But Brian was too afraid that he can do it. But luckily, thanks to Dynamite, he managed to his fear and told him that fear is the one thing that superheroes can be fine of, which means that could be Falcon's chance to actually be like a superhero. So, with that, the Blue Falcon and Dee Dee and Dynamite were trying to fight off Cerberus while the game was trying to distract it to go back to the underworld where Cerberus could finally be home at, which was a success, but they had to close the door so it won't happen. Which, luckily enough, there was a prophecy saying that the Alexander the Great and his dog were the ones who banished it. They were trying to decide which one will go in and which one will go out, which was the prophecy says that one of them will have to go in there. Scoob voted for himself to try and do it, but it turns out it was Shaggy who did it. He sacrificed himself because it was Scooby who saved it when they met, and then it was his turn to save him, which means that Shaggy put his hand on the lock thing and went to the underworld, which Scooby managed to lock it, which really he misses him a lot. But luckily enough, the Tower of Alexander the Great and his dog were brought here, which means that there is a hieroglyphic. The bond between them will make sure they will bring them back, which Scooby tried to do. He asked for him to come home, and that's when Shaggy and Scooby are reunited once again. They were so happy they were back, but luckily enough, the robots of Dick Dastardly brought on him and Muttley to the side, which means Dick Dastardly was caught, or was it? It was Simon Cowell. Oh, no wait, it was just Dick. He thought the double masking would work, and luckily enough, the Blue Falcon decided to take him away to jail along with Muttley. Dick Dastardly would have gotten away with it if it weren't for those meddling kids. So, they managed to save the world once again. Daphne and Velma realized something. They got their roles, but it turns out Shaggy and Scooby weren't the weaklings. They found their role. They're the heart of Mystery Inc. And with that being said, Mystery Inc. Supernatural Mystery Solvers have been opened. And they also got themselves a new mystery machine. And with that being said, they got some mystery solving to do. And that's when they are going to Scooby Dooby Do It. Yes. Whew. Man, that was really good. I really enjoyed that so much. In fact, I loved the movie so much that I was super excited to do this yesterday. So, that's why I did this movie review. Now, I'm actually pretty hot. I do have a fan, but I turned it off because I thought it was going to be pretty annoying, but yeah. Okay, I'm going to end this real quick. If you want to see more Brick Dragon Hero videos, go ahead to like this video, share this with your friends, comment down below, follow me. I forgot the role, but yeah, don't forget to follow the rules down below in the description. And thanks for watching. Have a brick day.